What is up, everybody? Philip Winchett, otherwise known as THATSAplusONE here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I've recently started playing the Pokemon trading card game, and believe it or not, I actually top cut the very first Cities event I ever went to. I top cut the Carmichael City Championships. I ended up getting a top 4, losing to Andy, who won the whole thing, which is actually a person who I beat in the rounds of Swiss. But what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be showing you guys the deck that I cut top with, and just talking a little bit about how a VG player would transition into playing the TCG, and that it's not all about what cards you have, it's more about how you play with them. So, start off, we're going to talk about my deck. I played regular Sceptile EX Bats, and to start this off, we're going to lead off with 4 Sceptile EX. This thing is pretty strong. It's pretty much your main and only damage dealer. Using an Unseen Claw to deal 130 damage before Muscle Band is just a ton of damage for 2 energy, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon. Sceptile's always been one of my favorites. So using it in the TCG is one of the main reasons why I'm playing in the first place. After that, we're going to go into Spinarak. Spinarak is the main Pokemon that you need to set up for Ariados, and we're running 3 and 3 of each of these. So far we got 4 Sceptile EXs, 3 Spinaraks, and 3 Ariadoses. Ariadoses' ability, Poisonous Nest. Once during your turn before you attack, you may use this ability. Both active Pokemon, except for Grass Pokemon, are poisoned. So as long as Sceptile, Ariados, or Spinarak, or something like that is your lead, you're safe, and you're going to poison them, which lets Unseen Claw hit for the 130 damage instead of just the regular 60 damage. After that, we need just a little bit more damage to KO some of the more bulky Pokemon in the meta. So we're going to put some bats in here. We got 4 Zubats, we have 3 Golbats, and we have 2 Crobats. Now, this is pretty much just the standard line I'm running is 4-3-2. Like I said, I'm no TCG expert, and I come from the VG where none of this stuff's really any good. I mean, none of these Pokemon are topping anything. So this is the set I'm going for. 4-3-2, I think it makes perfect sense. Bats aren't a huge part of my deck, and I don't have that many basics, so being able to hit either Sceptile, Spinarak, or Zubat first turn is very important to me. And one thing you might not have noticed is I don't have any Shaymins. Yeah, I top cut this event without any Shaymins, and I have one Pokemon that pretty much makes it so I can hit my curve every time, and that is going to be my all-star Hoopa EX. This guy comes from a tin, and his ability, what is it, like a Scoundrel Ring or whatever? When you put it in play, you can search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon EXs. So when you put it in play from your hand, you can pretty much tutor for 3 Sceptile EXs. And while normally you'd want to search for a Sceptile EX, a Hoopa, and like a Shaymin, sorry, not a Hoopa. You want to search for like Sceptile EXs and Shaymin. Just being able to Ultra Ball for this guy is huge for my deck, and pretty much that's it. I mean, I sat back, let Mega Sceptile do all the work, finished some things off with bats, hit some good Lysanders, and I made top cut at my event. I'm going to go into the supporters and trainers now. These guys are going to be pretty standard. Like I said, I don't have all the cards, so this is a great way to make a decent looking deck out of just very limited resources, because I do have the money to spend into the TCG, but it's just not something that's super important to me right now. It's more of a side hobby. So we're going to start talking about this. We got 4 Sycamores, discard your hand, draw 7 cards, pretty standard stuff. I'm actually running 4 Birches because I just don't have Shaymins. I mean, I need something, and this is pretty much it. Being able to search my deck as many times I want per turn. I always need to play a supporter. One of these guys is getting played every turn on my side. I got 2 Skylas because I really, really like this card. I think it's really good. It can let me tutor for, an Ultra Ball to hit my Hoopa, to hit my Sceptile, to start my deck working. I really like the way that works. We're running 1 Lysander. I just think teching one of those is pretty cool. And we're actually running 1 Giovanni Scheme. Now, I was talking with the judge of the tournament, and he saw that I was running a really weird supporter setup, and he said, well, instead of running a bunch of Birches, you could run like Giovanni's Scheme and just draw until you have 5, or you can give the 20 damage boost onto Sceptile to maybe take out something with the addition of a Muscle Band. And so I decided to tech in 1 Giovanni's Scheme, and it actually worked very, very well for me. So that's my supporter setup. I know it's probably not what most of you guys are used to, but it works for me, and that's what matters. So we're going to go on to the trainers, just regular trainers here. We got 4 Ultra Balls. We got 4 Ultra Balls. Pretty good stuff. Being able to tutor for whatever I want in the deck at the cost of 2 cards is amazing. One of the best cards I've ever seen. Muscle Band. Pretty much gives 20 extra damage to all your attacks. Very, very strong. It plus the Unseen Claw 130, plus Muscle Band for 150, plus Giovanni's for 170, plus like a Crobat hit for like 200. If you can Crobat, Golbat, and do all of what I just said, you can take out like even the Mega Evolution. So it's very strong. We got 2 level balls. Being able to search for my Spinnerax, Ariadoses, Zubats, or Golbat is pretty good. You always need to get at least a Golbat on the board so you can Crobat whenever you want. We're running 2 Verse Seekers, which synergizes very well with me only running like 1 Lysandre, 1 Giovanni's. I can Verse Seeker for those if I need to, if I discard them early, or use them with a Sycamore. After that, we got 2 Professor's Letters. Being able to tutor for 2 energy in my deck is very, very good. Let's say I draw Sceptile but no energy, I can hit and do like a Skyla. Skyla hits Professor's Letter. Professor's Letter gets me 2 grass energies out of my deck. And I'm running 1 Dimension Valley. A lot of people really would normally run Force of Giant Plants to be able to Ariados on the first turn if they wanted to. I'm mostly running the Dimension Valley in case I want to let my bats attack for free. Also more of just as a removal for their stadium, since only 1 stadium can be on the board at a time. So that's pretty much the trainer setup. Last but not least, we got 14 grass energies. Nothing special there. So pretty much the way my tournament worked is, it wasn't the biggest cities tournament. I'll give you guys the knowledge for that. It's not the biggest cities tournament. First round, I fought against like a Shift Tree looking deck that didn't really hit its curve. I mean, I hit a really good hand with Sceptile. I had Sceptile, Ariados, and like perfect amount of energy. I even had some bats in the backup. That game was pretty easy. Round 2, I went up against Seismitoad. I would say that I have a pretty good matchup against that. Round 3, I went up against Andy, who actually won my event and then made top cut at the Elk Grove City Championships the next day. I beat his Giratina deck. He has a really, really good deck. I just happened to beat him in the Swiss, and that's how it goes. And then in round 4, I got paired up against my buddy T, who was running Lucario bats, and we just drew because we're pretty cool. So, and then going into top 4, I had to play Andy again, and I ended up losing 2-1. It's just my experience in this game. You know, like I said, I'm primarily a VG player, and it's going to take some time getting used to the card game, but I think that this deck is very easy to use, and if you guys are looking for something that's relatively cheap, doesn't break the bank, is a lot of fun and very aggressive, I would really recommend this deck. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have any comments or anything, like you think I suck, or if you think that you know little tech ways that I can improve this deck, please let me know in the comments below, because I will be reading all of them. So thank you guys for coming and checking out this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.